Hello, today we're going to continue with our ascendants theme, and we're going to be discussing Taurus Ascendant. To find out what your ascendant is, you need to put your birth details into an app such as Cosmic Insight, which you can actually download for free. Put all your details in, but remember you need to know the exact time to get that. So also, I use sidereal, not tropical zodiac, which is slightly different, 24 degrees roughly difference between the two zodiacs. Okay, so what is Taurus Ascendant? Everything I'm telling you today is if the planet and the sign is actually unafflicted. So it just gives you a rough idea about the themes of a Taurus Ascendant life. Taurus is a fixed sign, earth sign, so it's quite a stable sign, and it's the second natural sign of the zodiac. That means that it's concerned with the face and speech, partially, because it's also third house as well, but forget about that for now. So, and it's an earth sign, so stable. It's about security. It's about sustenance. It's also, because it's ruled by Venus, it's very much like a family-oriented sign. So the themes in a Taurus Ascendant life will be themselves will be the ascendant, the first house, which is Taurus, will be, they're quite consistent. So they literally, you can always rely on a Taurus Ascendant because they're quite hardworking, they keep their word because they're fixed, basically. So this is, generally speaking, it's really good to have friends and family, particularly a partner who's got a fixed sign, because particularly an earthy sign, because they keep their word, they're reliable, they're consistent, they're hardworking. These are all the themes of their sign. And they're obviously ruled by Venus, so they want harmony and they want, their family is important to them. Their relationships, kids are all very important to them, and they just want to get on with people and do their best for them. So they could actually be quite attractive people. The one thing that they aim for in life is really security. Security is absolutely utmost important to them. And basically speaking, their second house, which is house of income, resources, family, well, your family education, really, what your family gives you as education for life, their values and everything is ruled by Gemini. And Gemini and Venus are actually friendly planets towards each other, so it just means that they actually get on well with their family, with their and Mercury also rules Gemini. It's rules cousins and aunts as well, so they do actually get on with the extended family as well, and they like to have a relationship with all of them. And because also Gemini is sign of communication, they like to keep in contact with them, arrange things to see them, and do things with them. They also so they could be quite good at communicating with them. However, Gemini is a dual sign, so it can be a little bit flaky. So although themselves, the Taurians, are quite sort of stable, so their family could let them down at times. So there could be a bit of an issue there. But generally, it's quite good. They like to be near their family, and they are very practical, obviously, and hardworking. So they put a lot of focus in everything in their life. Their third house is Cancer, and Cancer is an emotional sign, and again, like Moon, the ruler, it's like a little bit emotional, up and down, because it's movable. So with their siblings, their relationship with siblings is quite emotional. So they love their siblings, but they could also suffer because of them as well, because of the nature of the sign. And And that goes for their friends as well, and their colleagues and neighbours as well. So, but they, generally speaking, one of the things that they need to actually learn this lifetime is that to actually become stable with that and be brave, and because it's also a house of bravery. So they probably are here to actually work on that in this lifetime. I have to say, all of this, what I'm saying to you, is very general because we don't know the condition of any of the houses or any of the planets. So this is just an over, looking just on the outside. And their fourth house is ruled by it's Leo, so it's ruled by the sun. It's a fixed sign. So for them, their security comes from their home. They have to feel stable in their home. And there's an English saying that an Englishman's house is his castle. Well, that must have been a Taurian who said that, because their home is very important to them. And obviously this is fourth house is as a house where you feel relaxed, comfortable, you are away from the world and you're recharging. So that's very, very important to them. And they so you will find that also, because it's ruled by the sun, and sun is such an authoritative planet, so you will find that in their family, they could actually look at the Taurus Ascendant as a bit of a father figure, even if that could be a child. So they could be a little bit like the reliable source of the family, if you like, the most consistent part of the family. They also have their fifth house is Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Now, this is obviously it just means that they're very, obviously they get on. Venus and Mercury get on, but they could have very intelligent, witty children. But they could also, because it's the original sign of debts and routines and all that kind of thing, debts, conflicts and things like that. So it could also be that there's a little bit of conflict there, and upon the birth of their kids they could have a little bit of debt, so they need to watch out for that. So plan for children pretty well. Their sixth house is Libra, owned by Venus itself. So it just means that they could be their own worst enemy, and they could cause their own debts and conflicts in life. So I leave it to you. That's quite a good one, isn't it? So are you overworking yourself and causing yourself some illnesses? Are you fixed in your ways and that's causing you some issues with enemies and things? So I leave that for you to judge for your life. And then the seventh sign, which is sign of their partner, marriage, is ruled by Mars, is Scorpio. So it just means that they actually have got these karmic relationships to go through, because they are so fixed and so balanced and everything, and they could actually go into relationships with people who are probably not as balanced. They're fixed in their ways, but obviously, I know that Taurus is fixed also, but Scorpio fixes more control. So it just kind of like it sends them into this like up and down situation with emotions, because they're not, it can be quite worrying for them. So it's just, but they learn to actually not to be so much in control and actually invest a little bit in their emotions as well. So they can learn a lot from relationships generally. Their eighth house is Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. So they can be very, very good researchers, very enjoy that, and the occults and higher learning will come through research and digging deep into things. And they are quite, they just like a righteousness about that, fairness and things like that, and they will dig deep into and research until they find the right way. Ninth house is a problematic sign for fixed signs anyway, so ninth house is not a good good house for Taurus. They might have issues with their father, teachers, gurus, generally speaking. So they have to go through a little bit of difficulty in that department before things will start getting better. However, both 9th and 10th house are ruled by Saturn, and as a result, a Taurian will be very, very hardworking, consistent, reliable, and they do as they say. Literally, they can consistent to a T. They got really good sort of ethics when it comes to work and fulfilling their Dharma, their path in life. They're very much focused on it to deliver, and actually Saturn is probably their best planet, which says a lot about them. So to get what they want in life, they need to be consistent and do the hard work. And definitely, we all know with Saturn, he does as a planet, he will dry out our life and give us hard time, but he does give back to us in the end. And obviously, also Gemini is really Gemini, and Mercury is a really good planet for them as well, planet that resources and children as well. Then Jupiter owns their 11th house of networks, groups, achievements. So it just means that they have got big, because obviously Jupiter expands everything, they have many friends, they belong to lots of different networks and things, and actually it gives them a lot of happiness as a result. So that's a really good gain, nice networks, knowledge through them. And then they could be quite spiritual groups as well. And then we have 12th house is ruled by Mars. Mars also owns their 7th house. So this 12th house is house of expenses, losses, traveling far distances and hospitals, all that kind of stuff. So they could have losses due to the partner as well, or they could meet their partner when they're traveling abroad. So this is it. This is a little bit of information about a Taurus Ascendant. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you for joining me.